Hello everybody. Welcome back to the channel where we talk about stuff. It's getting to the point where it's actually a bit ridiculous how good that the news is. I say this quite often on this channel and my other channel, The Modern Investor. 99% of the news that we get within the cryptocurrency space is like good or like ridiculously good. And I know that there are people out there who pay attention. I usually say that people aren't paying attention. I know you're out there, but understand that the vast majority of people aren't. And when I talk about like bad news, it's like stuff with like FTX, Sam Bankman-Fried, random stuff that's meant to make us panic, but doesn't actually have any bearing on our market. We've been hearing for a number of years now, and this is when I started like these kind of videos, more like candid, if you will, where I talk to all of you and let you all know what's happening in the space. It's understandable. You can't absorb everything, so sometimes news gets missed. Got it. But when we hear that there are countries who are making Bitcoin legal tender, that there are places on this planet, also countries, who are mining Bitcoin, using Bitcoin actively. And then even years ago when we heard, and that was a lot of it's one of those things where you assume that some kind of news is going to be like egregiously popular, like, oh my gosh, here we go, everyone's gonna get it. A lot of times the news that ends up being popular within the cryptocurrency space is nonsensical. I won't even go into it. However, years ago, when we heard publicly that apparently there were hundreds of banks across Europe and across the United States and within Asia who were looking to get proper paperwork to be able to get into the cryptocurrency space, of course, I was like, whoa, this is crazy. The idea of Bitcoin is kind of like an anti-bank kind of thing. I use Bitcoin instead. So to see that the banks are essentially like bending the knee to the cryptocurrency space, I just assumed everyone else would understand exactly what this meant. It means that we've won. It means that, there's no, especially when we don't get news of countries who are going to ban crypto, instead making regulation for it, which means that they are going to have it in the actual legal framework until the future. Like, ooh, cool, amazing, wonderful. Despite all of that, I still see the discussions online typically surrounding cryptocurrencies normally have nothing to do with reality. A lot of people, understandable, cool, I get it, are into a lot of other coins, altcoins. There's something that speaks to a certain person. I mentioned that before, and a lot of other people got a bit upset when I was explaining what altcoins actually are, but that's also another video. The news of the day, for those of you who were wondering, the largest bank in Germany, Deutsche Bank, has openly announced that they have partnered with a company called Taurus, a Swiss cryptocurrency firm called Taurus, very pinky in the air. And they are going to begin offering Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and digital asset custody. The way that this will roll out is the same the way that it always rolls out for other banks and institutions as well. It usually rolls out for the institutional clients. They do it for the richest people. This was something that I mentioned on this channel years ago when we first started hearing about the companies who were getting into the space. It's usually one of my problems as well, is that they cater to like the uber wealthy first. These people accumulate tons of cryptocurrencies over the course of multiple years while other people aren't paying attention. People will see that prices are dropping and they go, I don't like that Bitcoin, its price keeps dropping. As we get news that 80% of all the Bitcoin in the world over the course of the last 14 years has been gobbled up by all these rich people. Hearing that, we are more than 90% done with the actual production of Bitcoin, and hearing that 80% of them are owned by the wealthiest people on the planet and the banks and institutions and the countries. And once again, I know that there are people out there paying attention. It's more, to the 10 of you, I give you a golf clap. But to everyone else, it's kind of like you gotta wake up. I still don't understand how do I say this? I can't imagine a world where I continuously wake up every morning and someone says, hey, drink a glass of orange juice. It's really healthy for you and it has vitamin C. Hey, you want a glass of orange juice? Orange juice just won an award. Hey, did you hear that the banks are buying up all the oranges? Hey, there are only so many trees that produce oranges, and banks and institutions now own 80% of them. And then I go, I want that apple. Are those cherries? They're rotten. I think I'm still going to buy, I don't know. I'm going to buy a couple of rotten cherries. It's that kind of thing to me. The majority of the news within the cryptocurrency space, and I can say this with complete accuracy as I go over crypto news every single between these two channels, literally every day, is the top of the pyramid is constantly always Bitcoin. To hear that these institutions are in the space, that the banks are here, the countries are here, you name it, and to still see so many people just complain that Bitcoin only does 3 transactions per second, the main chain won't get upgraded. If that was a real factor, do you think that rich people would be buying it? Like, think about that honestly. Think of how much that actually bothers like normal people in the cryptocurrency space that Bitcoin is too slow. I want a chain that's faster, one that does more transactions per second. Well, that's really weird because the institutions aren't buying that coin that you are like so in love with. Isn't it weird that like they won't upgrade the main chain? Instead they're going to have like side chains and layer 2s, and the institutions don't have a problem with it, that they're focusing very heavily. Now, to be fair, the news that we get quite often is that they're focusing heavily on 3 coins. This video is about Bitcoin, but you come on, you know what the other 2 coins are. We go over them as well quite often. But to hear that Bitcoin is doing exceptionally well, while the prices have been dropping, it's been accumulated more and more by the wealthiest people on the planet, by governments. I don't know if you saw in the last video, have a look. As always, I put the information that I'm giving you in the description below. And in the last video, in the description, there is a chart within the link that actually shows the largest wallet holders that we currently know of on the planet. And those are the ones who have made themselves like known to us. Like we know who they are, but it doesn't count the people who have the normal people or the rich people who have 10,000, 15,000, 35,000 Bitcoin. And to continuously hear the amount of energy that these people are putting into it to try and get Bitcoin futures, Bitcoin ETFs, Bitcoin derivatives, and everything else in between, and to still have people hear that the largest, okay, trying to cool it down, people hearing that the largest bank in Germany is getting into crypto, like they have announced we are getting into crypto custody and Bitcoin. And same with hundreds of other banks. And they go, I think I'm going to buy the like altcoin number 7,000. You know, it has a nice ring to it. I don't get it. And I do think we are going to get, I've said this so many times. I'm not a psychic. I just look at the data. Like I want common misconception. I'm not a wizard. I'm not a genie. It is literally just the news that's being put into the world every single day. We are going to get to a point where Bitcoin is so scarce, billions of people, billions will be fighting for the last million Bitcoin. And then there's going to be a lot of people who've been in the cryptocurrency space for years. I know a lot of them who have no exposure to Bitcoin, not even a million Satoshis. And they're going to be very, very, very angry that the crappy coins that they were holding have gone nowhere. And they'll go, well, I didn't see the signs on the wall. It clearly wasn't everywhere. It's in the news every day. Anyway, just thought I'd let you know, for those of you who were wondering, Germany is the strongest economy in the European Union. And now their biggest bank is going to be offering Bitcoin and crypto services. That was the camera. It always does that. The really weird part, just to finish off the video, I myself cannot offer you orange juice if I do not have the oranges. You get it? Deutsche Bank cannot offer their clients Bitcoin in crypto services or to buy crypto, to buy Bitcoin, unless the bank has been buying Bitcoin themselves. These banks are buying, and they're buying a lot, and they're buying while prices are low. I do hope that you have all enjoyed. I do hope you all are having a great day, morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are, wherever the heck you might be. I do hope it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching, listening, liking, commenting, and or supporting. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.